Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
Drop a D in the chat for Darnell. First time being on the call. We gotta help him get some of these pips. All right. So GJ, downtrend. Look like we could catch a nice little might be trying to set up for a bag entry. I like that. I like that. I like that setup. All right. GU, someone said strategy 3. It's got to break through that zone. It's a fat zone too. Let's see here. If it breaks through the zone, it'll be less than 50 pips. I like that. I like that. I like that. Let's put that right there. I mean, a little high. Drop that right there. All right. We need it to break through the zone and close below that blue line before we get in for a strategy 3 trade. Let's see here. GA, it's an uptrend. We missed the bag entry, came in earlier. Let's see, they didn't qualify. No, did it qualify? More than 20, less than 20 pips. It ran up 15. So shout out to anybody that got into that bag entry on GA earlier. All right. Not only is it a bag entry, oh my goodness, strategy 9, 200, close above right there. Look at that, W. Here's the first V. Then you're looking for a second V further up, and then a potential M formation. All right, so that's a nice little strategy 9 setup right there as well. So you could have had double entry right there. GN is chilling right now. If it breaks this zone, though, how many pips is that? Let's see here. If it breaks this green zone, the support zone right here, that's 75 pips. I don't know. That's a little much. What's the ADR on GN right now? ADR on GN is 180. All right. GCAD. If it breaks the zone, we're looking at 27 pips. So yeah, we could potentially get into that one. GCAD just gave us a down arrow. All right. Invalid trade. It's a sale. It's a bag entry, but the zone's right there, less than 20 pips away. G Chef is in a downtrend. Even if it breaks the zone, it's still too close to the next zone. So why am I looking at those? Gold, man, gold looking ugly. Gold is looking ugly, real ugly. S&P, had a bag entry right there. How many pips is that to the next zone? What is that? 40 pips. Okay. GER, right out of zone, not touching it. So what, not touching it then. All right. So, it may take a little time to get into a trade. It may take a little time. All right, let me jump out of here real quick, see what you guys got going on. Look at all those D's. Yes, sir. Darnell, man, welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the group. Welcome to the AIRO family. Man, hey, let's get you your first pips on the call, man. News, yes. CHF news in 2 hours and Euro news in about 3 hours. Is that all we got? Let me take a look at it. Let me see here. For news, guys, I use the MyFX Book app. I also use, that's all I really use for me. Forex Factory, others look at. So yeah, CHF news in 2 hours. Red folder. Euro news use both orange folder and red folder in 2 hours, 43 minutes. Euro news and pound news in 3 hours, 13 minutes. So we'll be off the call by then. Those are red folder. JPY news, 5.5 hours. So yeah, pretty decent night for us. Pretty decent night. Pretty decent night. Should be clear for us. Should be clear for us. All right. If you guys have questions, put them in the Q&A. The chat is for, shouting people out, posting, when you hit take profit, just the usual conversation. If you got questions, please put them in the chat, in the Q&A. No need to apologize. Just letting you guys know for those who are new in the call. If there's something you want me to look at right now, as far as a pair, throw it in the chat. I will check the Q&A first for those who have questions, and then we'll look at the chat. If I get behind on the Q&A, forgive me. Most likely it's because we are most likely in a trade, or I'm explaining something. Also in the Q&A, if you guys are in the Q&A, if you're using the anonymous, I won't answer any more anonymous. You need to change your name or change anonymous to your actual name. All right, I will no longer answer. I've been talking about this week. Also, if you guys are on Instagram and there are fake accounts that are, and I say fake Nate got the bag accounts that are trying to follow you, or that are following you, and then sending you comments, or sending you messages, direct messages, trying to get you to get money out of you. That's not me. I'll never ask you guys for money. That's just not what I do. So be careful of that. All right, be careful of that. Reported one. We got one taken down today. Shout out to everybody that actually helped out in reporting that account. Sucks to see it, but it is what it is. Mario, what if my name is anonymous? Well, seeing as you it shows a Mario, then I don't think your name is anonymous. GA. Somebody said they hit GA for 45 pips so far. Hey, congrats, Darnell. Congrats. GA, valid bag. We looked at that already. Let's go back. GA was a valid bag. We looked at that already. GA. Bounce arrow. The arrow's inside the money zone. More than 20 pips away. All right. It hit 16 pips down right now, but you guys know my rule. Once you have 15 pips, 2 pips, put your take profit, 2 pips in profit, and you just got stopped out, but you'd have already won that trade. That's a winning trade right there. That's just my rule. That's my rule on what I'd like to do. All right. Not seeing anything right now, guys. Let me check it out, see what we got going on real quick. Let me check this real quick here. What notification did we get? German 30 for a buy. The zone. Nope, not taking that trade. No, not taking that trade. All right, guys, I am setting up the EA, man. We're going to see how this bad boy runs. We're going to see how it runs. All right, let's see what you guys want to look at. See what you guys want to look at. And the GJ sell plus 7 pips. All right. We can go pull that bad boy up. We'll pull up GJ and see. All right. Yeah, GJ. You see, we talked about that GJ. It's sitting up. Downtrend. Zoom out. We have more red zones than green zones. Right. Also, prices underneath the 200 moving average. That's a good sign. And guess what? It's leaning down. Good sign. All right. All good signs. Now we're just waiting for what? We're waiting for that arrow. We get that arrow. You know, right now we're currently about 35 pips away from the zone. We get that arrow, and it's a good bag entry. You know, you see GU trending down, GA coming back down, GN, and just chilling. GCAD pushing down, G Chef pushing down. So we got some correlation there. All right. What is this? GCAD 28 pips. It breaks that zone. So that could be a good strategy 3 setup. All right, we'll look at that a little later on. G Chef, negative GN, man, that thing. All right, looks like, let's see here. GJ is potentially in play, GU, and GCAD. All right, those are the only 3 that I'm looking at for strategy. For bag entry, we'll be looking at for GJ. And then GU and GCAD looking at potential strategy 3 Asia breakout setups once they break the zones. GI, GN, G Chef. I'm not really worried about those. Gold is ugly right now. I don't know what's going on with gold. It's ugly. S&P, GER 30. It's trending down. You see that trend line. Price is still trending down. You see those lower lows or lower highs. High, lower high, lower high, lower high. All right. I would shout out to all 301 of you guys on the call. I will potentially, with the Euro, hold on, let me make sure. The Euro news is getting ready to come out, so I'm not, I am not, where is it at? Euro news in 32 minutes, orange folder. So let's go look at them. We can go look at them real quick. but I'm probably not looking to pull a trigger on euro because we're too close. We're too close to impact news. Orange folder and red folder are the two that I stay away from most of the time. Specifically red. If I want to take a risk, I'll risk orange folder news, but I will not risk getting in or being in a trade with red folder news coming. I've been burned too many times, way too many times. You want to make sure you stay away from news, or you're at least you're aware of it. If you're in a trade, you want to be aware of it. You know, if you're in a trade and high impact news is coming out, making sure you, if you can, you know, put your stop loss in profit if you're in profit. You know, that way if things happen, you know, you can ensure you safeguard your profits and don't give them back to the market. All right. Okay. Your JPY setting up for a nice little potential bag entry. All right, EA. Bag entry. Let's see. Look like it's kind of close to that zone though. Yeah, it's less than 20 pips. I wouldn't have took that. I wouldn't have took that bag entry because it's less than 20 pips. Now, if you want to catch a quick little 10, you know, that's up to you. But I wouldn't take the trade because it's too close to the zone. You remember you want, because the arrow popped up on this candle. So from this candle to here, it's about 17 pips. It ran up 9. It's dropping. It's less than 20 pips. You know, we're looking for 20 pips. So I would not have personally taken the trade just because it's not enough. It's not close enough to the zone. When it's too close to the zone on the EA Euro GBP. It's just ranging right now. You see that consolidation. So it's not really doing much of nothing. All right. Oh, come on, GJ. We got 1 minute. We're going to see what happens in this 1 minute, guys. I tell you, we get a bag entry. I am in on GJ. It'll be a bag entry. You can see that price is already below the money zone from 2 days ago. All right. See what happens. We got less than a minute. Come on, give us an arrow. Let's get some of this money. Everything else correlating down. GU down. Down. Everything trending down. Look at that. GN starting to push down. G Chef for the sell. GU for the sell. Where's GJ for the sell? GU in the zone. G Chef in the zone. No GJ? All right, guys. We do have an ascending wedge that was broken 2 candles ago. So shout out to everybody that got in early. Strategy number 7, easy money. You'd have been in on this candle right here, and you'd be up 12 pips. All right. I'm gonna wait for the arrow just because, again, here's another thing of correlation. Even though price for all the other pound pairs are moving down, so everything's correlating in the same direction, you can see GU at a zone, GCAT at a zone, GI, it's not there, GN at a zone, G Chef at a zone. So 4 of them, all of them are correlating down, but 4 of them are at a zone, which means what? There's potential for reversal. So for me, from a correlation standpoint, too many are correlating at a zone, which means that if those 4 reverse, so does the other 2 that are not near a zone, potentially. So GJ is that one wild card, or that second wild card. GN is the wild card. I'll take it. If the setup is there, I'm taking it because GN does what it want to do. GJ can act like that as well, but GJ typically follows suit with the rest, and GJ also typically follows S&P. So you see S&P's had that pullback. Even on this candle right here is pulling back, and you can see GJ start to pull back. So keep that in mind as well, guys. GJ and S&P, GJ and all the indices, they typically GJ follows suit with those from a correlation standpoint. So could have been a good trade for strategy 7. I'm not comfortable entering into that trade as of right now. I need one more. We have the break of the as you said, it's downtrend. We have the break of the wedge, the ascending wedge. So strategy 7 has already been triggered. I need an arrow for me to feel comfortable because of all these other ones at the zone. It's all about high probability for me, guys. I need high probability trades. I only try to take those high probability trades. All right. Let me stop sharing here. Let me finish putting up the EA real quick. Man, it's crazy. I'm putting this EA on here, guys. So surreal. Give you guys an idea of the EA. The EA is only going to run 2 strategies. If those who have been on the call know what they are, go ahead, drop them in the, you guys know what strategies. What strategies are we going to be running on the EA? What strategies, go ahead, drop in the chat. What strategies are we going to be running with the EA? And then I want somebody to kind of ask me, to tell, why do you guys think we're going to be running the strategies that I've selected? Why are those strategies the strategies you guys think are the ones that were picked to run? All right. 1 and 3, high probability rate. 1, 3, keeping it on the same level as AIRO. All right, 3, 5, and 7. Breakout because we stayed bagging with it. I like that. Because you be trading pound pairs within the EA, easy for everyone to use. 1, 3, 4. So the bag entry and the Asia breakout. Are they easy to automate? I can't say that because I'm automating them the way that I trade. So utilizing ADR, utilizing not only just the strategy alone, but ADR plus correlation. So they have to correlate. All you guys know my rule. At least 4 out of the 6 have to be correlating. Also, ADR and of course the applied rules. So putting all that together was tricky, and we still need to tweak it. But yes, 1 and 3 are the 2 to start off with. They are very high probability win rates. On strategy number 1, it's only going to take the first AIRO. We're not going to worry about the second one, just the first bag entry, the first AIRO, and then strategy number 3, and then strategy 3. I have also with strategy 3, we built it in where it will take the trade if it breaks the zone. All right, as long as certain parameters are met, when the zone is broken, it will take the trade. So building that in was also tricky as well, to ensure that we can get the EA, the algorithm to read the actual zones themselves. So programming can be tricky, but when done correctly, you can have some high success rates. So it's all about the success rates. That's what it's about. All right. It's all about giving you guys high probability. All right. So we got it running. When we get a first trade on it, yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it does. I'm gonna test it out. Again, to kind of give you guys an ETA, because I know you guys are gonna ask. I've got to test it out myself thoroughly, and then when I'm satisfied with the product that it's giving the results, then I will go through the proper channels with Auvoria Prime. Even though AIRO is already out and this software is based off of AIRO strategies, automating it has to be proven. So we have to go through the proper channels no matter what. It's going to be a 90-day process in going through beta testing, thorough beta testing with the beta test group. And then once we receive results, we'll also, we'll make it, the decision will be made then. Before I even bring it to that stage, I'm gonna test it out myself, demo, then I'm gonna test it out live. I'm also going to work with a company that has, what do I call it? They have I call it a historical data trade room. So it's you can run your EA on historical data from years ago to see how it would perform based on a certain parameters. All right, that way you can kind of get some historical data for the last 1, 3, 5, 10, 12, 15 years to see how it performed, based on historical data you get to run the EA on. So that's something that I'll be looking to do as well, as partner with a company to get some more data to show that, hey, I've tested this out on previous historical data. It has an X amount of win ratio. I was able to grow the account X amount of percent per day, per week, per month, per year. And then, of course, here's what the data is that I personally have. And then here's what the data is, from the beta test group. So that's kind of the life cycle that the AIRO EA is gonna go through very soon. All right. So once all the kinks are worked out and it's trading the way I wanted to trade, then we'll go through and put it through all that. Look like the Q&A is blowing up. So the beta test group guys has already been selected. So those who were in the original AIRO beta test group, that will be the same beta test group that tests the EA out. So they're already handpicked already. It's already taken care of. If for some reason that group is not fully functional and we need some more, then I'll solicit more. But as of right now, we already have the beta test group already in play. All right. Ideally, how many pips would you expect the bag EA to get a week? Depends on what the market gives you. I expect, because again, the max amount of trades the EA will take on one pair, because it's only going to trade the 6-pound pairs. The max number of trades it will take is 1 per strategy. So 2 trades per indicator. Per pair per day is what it will take. So and it's only going to trade, as I have it right now, Tuesday London session, Wednesday London session, Thursday London session, Friday London session, but it will stop on Friday right before New York session opens. All right, so it only trades London session only on New York, whereas it would trade the whole money zone on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it would trade just 12 to 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is the first 7 hours of the money zone on Friday. I won't trade no New York session. So that's a total of 43 hours that the EA will be in action per week on 6 pairs, only trading 2 strategies, 1 entry per strategy per pair per day. So that's a max total of 48 trades it can take. As you guys know, I mean, I've never seen that many trades happen for us live. So I would expect, I don't know what to expect. You know, it depends on what the market is. You may have a great week where you get 10, a low week where you get 5 to 10 trades. You may have a huge week where you get 25, 30 trades. Same logic. It's going to be, 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss. And we'll go from there. So we'll may make some tweaks again during the beta test group. That's what it's about. Do we have to accept trades? Yes, you have to accept the trades. You have to accept trades. That's Auvoria Prime's model to ensure that we stay compliant. All right. Potential buys on BTC and ETH. Man, we look at it. Let's go look at them. BTC and Ethereum. Let's go look at them. I'm not taking any trades. I can tell you right now. I'm not taking any trades on crypto right now. BTC, minute 5 in the zone. Not touching it. Ethereum, minute 5 in the zone. Not touching it. I mean, it's got to come down and give a bag entry for you to even, look at taking that trade. Unless you're using some other strategy. For me, when I do trade crypto, and I haven't touched it in a week because it's just been acting funny for everybody. But when I typically do trade it, I trade bag entries and I trade wedge breakouts. So strategy number 7. Those are about the only 2 strategies that I really like the most, or I was most successful with when I traded crypto. We caught a couple trades on here earlier this year, but we've kind of stayed away from it. All right, GJ, come on, give us something. Give us something, GJ. Where the AIRO at? We need it. GCAD trying to move down, break that zone. GN, G-Chef, nothing. Gold is just ugly. We're in an uptrend though. Oh no, we're not. We're in a downtrend. Someone asked how to add pairs. It says the first call. How do you add pairs to the chart? To add pairs to the chart, you want to go to View, top right left-hand corner, View, Symbols, and then from here you have all the different icons, all the different folders. Depending on your broker, these folders, there may be a lot more, there might be a lot less. They're going to be called something different depending on the broker you use. You simply just select the plus next to it, find what you want to add, double click the grayed out box until it's gold. And then once you do all that, everything will be here underneath File in the new chart. So to create new chart, you have everything here that you need. All right, that's how you add pairs to your chart. So no setup right now. All right. You guys check it out here. Here's the EA. It's all set up. You can see here, AIRO EA. All right. Got a $5,000 demo. So 0.01 lot size for every $100 is what I'm running. So it will be running every trade will be at 0.5 lot size. Is what it will be trading on. So we'll see. let it run, and it's the first iteration of trading. This first iteration of this one here. I've had another one. I can tell you guys that the bag entry, I do have data on it. Kind of give you guys an idea of how it was running. I was getting about 70 to 73% win rates. There are some days it never lost a trade. And there are some days it would win, 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 4. It always won 50% or more of its trades. There was a couple of days where it didn't. It lost more trades than it won. But overall, by the end of the week, the accuracy was about 70 to 73%. I've tweaked a few things since then. Yeah, we're going to run with it. And we added strategy number 3 to it. So hoping to make a game changer, guys. Hoping to make a game changer. All right. Let's see here. We got 12 minutes to the top of the hour, and yellow photo news or orange photo news for euros, and top of the hour. So we'll sit back and chill for a minute. Why is the money zone so small today? Good question. So let's go look at it. So the money zone, just like just about everything on the on the indicator, is based off of what? It's based off of price. So as price moves down, guess what? The money zone gets wider. All right. So it's always going to start off small because it's just starting really. We're only 1 hour 49 minutes into the money zone. All right. You can see here the money zone. All it does is expands. The money zone you see is the very top wick to the very bottom wick. So the highest price inside this time frame to the lowest price. So if price doesn't go any lower or go any higher, it's not going to be a very wide money zone. If the money, if there's a lot of volatility and prices move at 300 pips, 400 pips, then the money zone is going to expand. It's all based on price. So don't think it has to be big. It could be a small money zone. That just means that price was consolidating most of that time. All right. Don't get caught up in the small things, guys. Just follow the strategies. Knock it out. Don't worry about the small things. That's a small thing. That's something you shouldn't have to worry about. All right. Now, if it's something that's malfunctioning, you think it's malfunctioning, yeah, bring it up and I'll let you know yay or nay, but don't get caught up in small things like that. That will deter you from understanding the goal, which is understanding strategies and mastering the strategies. All right. How do you find the central panel with the averages and so on in version 4? Not sure. All right, let's see here. On GJ, the M formation, do we wait for AIRO before entry? All right, so on that, let's go back and look at it here. GJ. You have an M formation here. Boom, 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 right? However, the way that I teach the trade M's is that you want the M to be, you want the entry to be when it breaks the neckline. So for example, let me find the M formation. Again, go back and watch strategy video number 7 so that you can understand the M's. That's not an information that I would trade. So here's an information I would trade. Look at this. All right. You got an M right here, right into the zone. All right. We're already in a downtrend. So I only trade M's in downtrends. I only trade W's in uptrends. And I need them planted in the zone. You see this? They're planted into the zone. The M itself is leaning down. So signifying what? A sell. And then what? I wait for this long one came and broke the neckline. Here's the neckline right here. The neckline is where the M makes its M. That's the neckline right here where I pointed. Price closed below the neckline. This long one right here. I get in. You see it ran down 25 pips, 24 and a half pips. 40 pip stop loss way up here. Didn't even get anywhere close. That is the M that I would have taken right there. As long as there's no zone below you for 20 pips, you're good. Take that trade. All right, that's an M I would trade. This M right here, for me, is an invalid M. Invalid. Yes, it's leaning, but you got to wait for price to break the neckline. The neckline is right here. So you got the zone in the way. So by the time that zone is broken, if it even gets broken, by that time it's already ran more than 20 pips and you've missed the move. So that's not an M that I would be looking to trade personally. All right. Let's see if this euro is going to make some moves when we get this news out. So someone asked, at what point do I recommend to attempt FTMO? So when you are consistently profitable in the market, then I recommend FTMO. All right. When you are consistently profitable in the market and you truly understand proper risk management, then I recommend it. And even when I recommend it, you still want to take the free trial. Understand their rules, but take the free trial and go through the free trial. All right. I recommend going to that at least 3 times. If you can successfully pass the free trial 3 times in a row, then I would say go ahead and pay for it. Someone asked, what does my FTMO account look like? I'm embarrassed to say, guys. I gave all that money back. So FTMO is here. I have paid for the $100,000 trial. Let me pull up the account. So you guys know me, I'm transparent. I'm up $40.85. I was up $1,200. Again, like I tell you guys, if I'm not on a call with you guys, I take a little bit more risk. I took a few losses on GER 30, gave away back my profits. I made them back yesterday with the gold trade, and then I had AUD NZD trade. I made the money back on those 2 trades yesterday. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm up $40. So I'm in a profit, which is fine. I've got until April 16th to collect $10,000 profit. So I'm not worried about it. I've changed the way that I'm going to approach what positions and what trades I take and what, and what lot sizes. And I'm looking for $500 to $1,000 a night every day I trade. So that's it. So not worried about it. We'll kill this 10,000 and get approved, and then we'll go about taking our first withdrawal the next month, and then after that, start a whole another another trial, and start our journey to 400,000. The goal is to get 4 $100,000 accounts, and then have FTMO merge them, so I can be trading with a $400,000 account. All right. So no, you guys see it. I'm gonna show you guys the journey. Euro JPY on H1. Euro JPY on H1. Let's go take a look. Euro EJ on the H1. Euro J on H1. Little fat W right there. We're in a downtrend. So for me and a Euro JPY, I don't see a setup right now. For me, what I would be anticipating is price to come back down below the moving average, give an arrow for bag entry. And if I have 50 pips or more to this zone, take the trade. So, but right now I don't see an entry. You do have the M, all right, A, A, W. So the market maker cycle is done. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day push, and the market maker cycle is now over for the downtrend. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to turn around and go straight back up. You might get a retracement back up, and then what? And then it starts to trend back down. Because sometimes if the market makers, if they're in a downtrend, they push down hard with their cycle, they'll have a short uptrend cycle, and then they'll come back down with a typical 3 to 5 day more push down. Or they'll just do this on you. Market maker cycle down, and then depending on liquidity, where it's at in the market and what they want to accomplish, a market maker cycle back up, right back to that same level. So at the end of the day, you take what the market makers give you. Once you can identify it, you're good. Now, people are like, what is the market maker cycle? For those that are new, make sure you watch strategy video number 9. It will open your mind. If you have any level of experience in the Forex market, it will open your mind to why you were losing. It'll open your mind to being able to see things you never saw before. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that's like interesting. When I first learned it, it pissed me off. But then I started to laugh because now I started to understand why I lost or why I was losing. All right. And my game, my level of trading changed. Now I became an even more profitable trader since learning that. So here's the first. You got the M there. You got the A here. You got another what? You got another A right here. So the market maker cycle down is MAAW. And then in an uptrend, it's WVVM. All right. Where the M starts at a level of resistance, you see it slanted, and the W starts, ends at a level of support, and you see it's slanted up. All good signs. SPX buy. Not touching it. Not touching it. All right, you guys can see that. You can see the cycle right there. Minute 15, H1, strategy 9, market maker cycle. So guess what? Based on strategy 9, your entry would have been lovely on this. All right. You're waiting for what? Now, as you've identified a cycle, you got the first cycle, there's the M, there's the A. You're like, all right, great. We're in the A. Now, price came back up here to the 200. All right. This is lovely setup too. Price came back up to the 200, above it, hit the resistance zone, came back down below not only the 200, but also the AIRO moving average, like we wanted. And then look at that setup. Boom. The entry would have been right here. It dropped to the zone, 71 pips. Remember, there's 2 TPs, TP1 and TP2. TP1 is 25 pips, TP2 is 50 pips. I would shoot for 50 pips if you're taking the trade on the H1. I would shoot for 25 pips if you're taking the trade with this strategy on minute 15. It dropped 71 pips to the zone. And you really could have taken longer through the zone, once you start to get more consistent with the actual strategy. That's a beautiful setup right there. Money all day long. Look at that drawdown. 9 pip drawdown, and it dropped 134 pips. I mean, again, I'm not a genius. I learn things. I teach things. I learn it. I'm going to share it. All right. I learned it. I share it. The beautiful thing about AIRO that most don't understand just yet, I always ask, why is AIRO so accurate? Why does it, it's the zones. Understanding where support and resistance is and understanding how to trade with the trend and then being able to visually see it, that is what makes a trader successful. There are traders that literally have to mark up the charts. There are literally traders that all they do is this. They see this chart here, and then guess what they're doing? All they're doing now is, all right, I got my level of support here, like so. I mean, resistance here. I got some resistance right here. All right. I got another level right here. They're doing all the work themselves. They're having to analyze the chart. They got a double bottom right here. They're analyzing the chart themselves. Got another area right here. You know, they're doing all this. Then they're drawing up trend lines. All right, they're drawing up trend lines. I got this trend line there. Another one here. All right. And you see guys with charts look just like this. You see on Facebook all the time. Charts just like this. Some people, you know, measure in different ways, but you can see that. And then, so they're making trades based off of this setup, which is beautiful. Look at that. Man, look at money all day. Price bounced off of the resistance zone and the trend line, came down, broke below the trend line, and look, you took that trade. Sell right down to what? The next trend line, 54 pips. So it's not hard once you can see the market. And again, I didn't know that trade was going to be there. All I did was just draw what I see, where I see levels of resistance and support at, how I draw trend lines, and then from there, I can trade the naked chart. It's taken a long time for me to start to see this, but this is what most traders have to do. And it takes time to be able to get good at setting this up. And I say get good at, anybody can draw this where it looks like it makes sense. But when I mean get good, it means setting it up and then knowing when to take trades based off of what you've drawn and then to be successful with those trades. This is where price action comes in handy. Look at this right here. Price action. We have a, look at that. Got a hammer. Inverted hammer off of what? This level resistance. It's a good trade right there. Getting that trade, take to the next zone, 20 pips. But you got to understand price action. You got to understand candlestick patterns. There's some things you have to understand that you wouldn't necessarily need to understand, you know, with AIRO, because AIRO does it all for you, and the rules are there to help you what? Help keep you within the guidelines of what the market is doing. I love naked chart trading. I pushed myself to learn this because it's. I felt like I really understood the market a lot better. But when I created AIRO, man, it just does it for you. You ain't got to worry about it. Less analyzing the charts. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We ain't taking that trade. Not taking that trade. So we ain't trades yet. All right, cool. No trade. We're not no trades. Cool, cool, cool. GJ looking like he's trying to give us something. All right, GJ, come on. I want to see EA take a trade. I want to see it. And I want a bag entry. I want a bag entry, GJ. We want a bag entry. We got 10 minutes to the next candle. Oh, man. All right, let's go pull them up. AUD CAD and US 30. All right, AUD CAD and US 30. Before I do that, let's go look at what we got set up. All right. GCAD. Okay, GCAD trying to break out. All right. Might be looking for a GCAD trade. Shout out to whoever just called that. Thanks for making, you know, when you're looking at that. So GCAD, you see the zone disappeared. Asia breakout, less than 50 pips. GCAD, the ADR so far on GCAD is 36 out of 114. We got plenty of room. So if GCAD closes underneath that blue line, I'm looking to take a sale. I'm looking to take a sale. Make sure everything else is correlating. 0.5, the lot size there. GU. GJ. G odd. Still trying to push down. GN. Change my lot sizes so I can jump in these trades as soon as I see them. G Chef. All right, so because again, a lot of them at zones. Look at that pullback, guys. G Chef pulling back. GN pull back slightly. GI, you see that wick starting to try to pull back. GCAD, it's trying to break, but you see it had a wick, it's pulling back. All right, so we'll see how it plays out. We got 7 minutes. GU at wick pulling back. It's pulling back. Wick pulling back. Why is it pulling back? Well, like we talked about, 4 out of the 6 we're sitting at the zone. The zones keep you out of trouble. The zones are there to keep you from getting into trades you might have jumped into had you not been utilizing AIRO software. All right. Gold trying to break through. Okay. SPX, nothing there. GER 30, nothing. News didn't do too much for the Euro pairs. Nothing too crazy. So somebody said US 30. It's out of session, so definitely be careful. On the M5. No baggage for me, guys. Bounce, arrow, reversed. You got up arrow, which means the next down arrow doesn't count. So no entry on US 30. AUD CAD. And you guys got to quit calling these pairs that don't move in a session. AUD CAD, bag entry already. Beginning in London. Beginning in the money zone. So if you got in that trade, you were up about 6 pips, but it's less than 20 pips to the zone. Look at that. Look at that big drop. 16 pips. That's why I don't trade these pairs. You guys like trading these pairs. They don't move. I need some pips. I'm trying to catch 20 plus, not 5. Now, if I close the trade out early, that's on me. But I want the potential to catch 20 plus, 25, 50, 30, not 16. Like that's 16 pips to the zone. Like if this was the same movement with the pound pairs, that type of move right there, easily 40 pips. That's why I don't trade these pairs. That's just me personally. I need more volatility. It gives me more opportunity to catch a move. Because guess what? If I catch if I can consistently catch 20 pip moves, I can consistently stop trading every day. And taking 1 or 2 trades a day and be done. All right, they're trying to move down. Cool. Trying to move back down. So we got 5 minutes. But that's just me, guys. Trade what you want. Everything works. I just don't like those myself. Someone says they trade GJ only. Hey, I learned that from my mentor, my original mentor. I traded GJ only for 2 straight years. And that's the reason why I'm so involved or ingrained with the pound pairs. I may actually bring out another strategy just for pound pairs because there's a time-based strategy for pound pairs as well. So I have that same one, but I just haven't brought it out. So it might be something I release later on. The pound pairs can be traded all day, all through money zone. So there are sometimes that there are good moves on the pound pairs during New York. Sometimes we don't get them on London, and we have to wait to New York session. So pound pairs can be traded all the time. Someone said, does GJ have a 60 pip channel? Let's go look at GJ. Look at GJ and look at it's GJ. GJ's, yep, 57 pips. So you're about right. But we're not looking to get into GJ for strategy 3. Like we talked about earlier, we're looking at potentially waiting for our AIRO to get in on GJ for a bag entry. Bounce, AIRO, go, strategy 1. So we're not looking to get in GJ for strategy 3, so it didn't matter. It doesn't matter about strategy 3 because there's no setup there for strategy 1. I mean, for strategy 3. But potentially, we're looking for AIRO down for a bag entry. All right. GU and GCAD, we're waiting on that's strategy 3. GCAD, if it closes below, we could be looking for a bag entry. I mean, strategy 3 potentially. I'm not 100% sold because we got too many pairs sitting at a zone. But I'm definitely waiting for that GJ bag entry. Look at go. Look at go. Go. Look at go. Go moving tough now. Downtrend. Bag entry right there. There's a zone in the way, so the bag entry don't count. Your pair is not really affected by news. We got 1 minute. Let's see what happens in 1 minute. See what happens in 1 minute, guys. Get my drink of the day. Brisk iced tea. Yep, new candle came out. No notifications. No bag entry for GJ. Let's look at GCAD. GCAD closed right above the line. No entry for me. No entry. All about discipline and patience, guys. I'm trying to find some logic to get into this gold trade. I'm not finding that. Don't force it. This right here, these types of candles are what get people to jump in. And the next thing you know, people jump in and gold does this number. It goes all the way back up, blows accounts. Gold is known as the account killer. I'm looking at all this noise to the left as well. Because from here down, we got over 30 pips to the zone. 25 pips would be lovely. But for me, it's not a clear setup. So no clear setup, don't take it. Got to have the discipline. Not taking the trade can sometimes be more important than actually taking the trade. Keep that in mind. Not taking a trade can be just as important and sometimes more important than actually knowing when to take a trade. All right. No setups right now, guys. It's gonna be a long night. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You got in that trade, you be down 12 pips and counting. We'll see. I also don't like to sell. You have the AIRO moving average above the 200. So for me, I just better confirmation for sales when you have the AIRO moving average below the 200 moving average and price below the AIRO moving average. That's just better confirmation. More confirmation, the better. The more high probability trade is. So let's go take a look real quick. No trades for the EA yet. All right. Let me stop sharing and take a look. Get some of these questions. A little quiet, guys. I'm just answering people in the Q&A. Some questions I answer personally. Some I answer out loud. All right. What's the minimum capital we must have to trade with the AIRO EA? So, because you'll be able to control your lot size and use a 0.01, it's going to be probably somewhere between $100 and $500 in that range. I would like for everyone to have a minimum of $400 to trade with it. But technically, I mean, it can trade on a $50 account because you can use 0.01. So we'll see. We're going to test it thoroughly on smaller accounts. It really depends on the win rate. If we get, my goal is to get the win rate to be consistently 80% or better. If it can, if it's consistently winning over 80%, which is what I do personally with those two strategies, especially on the pound pairs, if I can replicate that with the EA, then $100 account. If not, we'll see. So, but somewhere in that $100 to $400 range is what I would say. The cost of EA is going to be the same price. The same price. So is EA different from the indicator? So the EA is not different from the indicator per se. It's different in the standpoint of the indicator. You have to know when to trade a strategy. You have to know what a bag entry is, strategy number one. You have to know how to set up strategy number three. The EA will do it for you. It knows the parameters, it knows the setup, it knows the strategies, and it will manually trade it for you. So it's an auto trader. So that's the difference between it. NZD CAD 15-minute, and then NZD USD. So we'll look at NZD CAD. Downtrend, NZD CAD, got the bag entry right there. Less than 20 pips wrong, I wouldn't be taking the trade. Also, NZD CAD is a New York session pair, so I wouldn't take the trade. I would not have taken it less than 20 pips, and it's out of session. Less than 20 and out of session. GJ, chilling. GU, chilling. GCAD, still above. Try to break through. GI, trying to push down. GN, trying to push down. G Chef, trying to push back down. Gold, look at that gold. Still running. What did I tell you guys? Run right back up. You be down 20 pips and sweating right now. NZD USD. A trade was taken earlier. Let's go take a look at NZD USD. NZD USD. Uh-oh. SPX 500 for the sale. Negative, Ghostwriter. Negative. NZD USD. All right. Had a bag entry. Let me go back and read that. All right. So the question was, got an NZD USD trade earlier. It immediately started going up, and then after the money zone, a green zone popped up. So, all right, most likely, I'm thinking they got in on this bag entry here, and they were up. Let's see here. At one point, 14, almost 15 pips, and then reversed. All right. And typically, you should still be in a trade. It didn't stop you out. Now, why did the green zone pop up? Well, it pops up based on a bunch of criteria, but this is support. It found a new level of support. So a green zone popped up, which means what? You immediately exit the trade unless you're willing to hold it. For me, I might have been willing to hold it because it's less than 40 pips right here in between these two zones. I might have been willing to hold that. It came back down here, back in profit. I probably got out down here. That's just me. But you see a green zone pop up, you immediately get out the trade because guess what? You see an opposite colored zone. If you're in a bag entry and you're heading into a sale and a support zone pops up, the possibility of price touching that support level and then running back the other way and hitting your stop loss, is a high probability because price does what? It bounces off of the floor and the ceiling over and over again all day long. All right. So why did it pop up? It popped up because that's what price does. It pops up. Price hits levels of support resistance all day. All right. This is what happens when you trade some of these low ADR pairs. This candlestick right here on a pound pair or a euro, that's 30 pip candle right there, if not more. GBP NZD, it's a 60 pip candle. So you'd cut your 20 pips and then some in one candle. That's the beauty of trading pairs that have a little bit more volatility. The reason why the 10 pairs that are recommended are 6-pound pairs and then 4 euros. They are the 10 highest ADR pairs in Forex. They're going to give you the highest possibility and probability of catching 20 pips consistently with the strategies that we utilize with the software. Can you use AIRO with anything? Sure. But there's going to be some pairs that have a higher probability. So you may want to look to cut your take profits in half when you trade these lower probability, or I'm sorry, lower ADR pairs, lower volatility. Look at GCAD. We got 2 minutes. GCAD broke. GU right at the zone. GJ trying to push down. GI pushing down. GN pushing down, but at the zone. G Chef pushing down. Man, GCAD. Let me see here. We have pound pair news. So we have red folder CHF news in 1 hour. And then pound pair news is not until 2 hours from now. So we'll be off the call by then. I like the way everything is moving, but GI's coming down to a zone. GN, even though it's in the zone, it's coming down. You still got to break through that 200. 200 is like a level of support or resistance, depending on where it's at in correlation to price. New candle. All right. GCAD. I'm entering into GCAD for a sale. All right. 20 pips take profit, 40 pips stop loss. Strategy number 3. All right. Let's see. Okay. GR popped up. Come on. All right, GR. No entry. Euro NZD. No entry. All right. No bag entry on GJ. Come on, baby. Getting too close to the zone. I want to get them 20 pips. We're in profit right now on GCAD. I'm mad at myself. I pulled the trigger too slow. Should have got in probably about a pip or two earlier. But hey, we in that bad boy. We're not in GCAD on this one here. I wonder why not. I gotta go back and look at that. FTMO, GCAD. All right, cool. GU trying to push down. You see GU trying to push down to that zone. We get that break. Oh yeah, we're good. All right, GI. Gold. Look at that. Like we talked about it. Gold pushing up. SPX. All right. We're in GCAD for the sale. Asia session, strategy 3. All right. News looking clear. Zone popped up on GBP CAD. Did it? Let's go take a look. We're down 4 pips. No zone for me. Not on my broker. Let me check FTMO. Not on FTMO either. Market kind of slow. We are now officially 34 minutes into actual New York session. So we already have, we're already in the New York session. I mean, London session. So volatility should be picking up for pound and euro pairs, Swiss franc pairs. Down about 6 pips right now. So someone wants to know the current time for the sessions. All right, so I'm gonna get a picture for you guys so you guys can take a picture. Easy for you to write it down. Forex session times. Let me find a time zone that makes sense. Forexmarkethours.com. All right. So New York is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. Tokyo, 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern. Sydney, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. London, 3 a.m. to noon Eastern. Those are the 4 sessions. Asia session is a combination of Tokyo and Sydney. All right, that's what they call those two together. But that's the time frames. All right. am I going to use the EA on FTMO? If the EA performs like I think it's going to perform, and like I have it coded to perform, then oh yeah, the EA gonna run on FTMO all day long, because it's gonna trade just like a a human. You know, it's gonna trade just like I trade. Getting about 5 pips right now on GCAT, 4 pips now. Will I be in Atlanta tomorrow for the Impact event? Yes, sir. I will be in the A. After this call is over with, I'm not going to sleep. I got to go pack. And my flight is at like 8:34 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I'll sleep on the plane. But I will be in Atlanta tomorrow for the Impact meeting. So for those who are in Atlanta tomorrow, I look to hope to meet you guys face to face there, and we'll have the call. I'll be in Atlanta with the call tomorrow. Is there a reason why the arrow didn't pop up on GJ for the bag entry under the moving average? Yes. The software will only pop up arrows based off of when parameters are met. So sometimes it looks like it might have one, but it doesn't necessarily put it up. All right. That's just the way it's set up. All right. GER 30 for sale. Negative. So even though GJ looked like a bag entry, and we think we should get an arrow there, sometimes one doesn't pop up. It looked like I might get one, so that's what I'm looking for. As I stated, I'm looking for a bag entry because I can see the setup happen. The bounce below the moving average. Now waiting for the arrow. Look where it happened here. The bounce, the arrow. All right. So there's no reason the reason why it didn't show up is because certain parameters have to be met before the arrow pops up. So it doesn't pop up. Again, it's not malfunctioning. Just hasn't met all the parameters yet. Once it meets the parameters, you'll get the arrow. Again, don't worry about the small things. When the arrow pops up, if it meets the rules, take the trade. If the arrow doesn't pop up, no trade, unless you're using a different strategy. All right. I like to see the euros though. Euros starting to push up. Euros starting to push up. When euros push up, pound pairs push down. They're opposite correlating pairs. We are at break even right now in GCAT. Oh, down 2 pips now. What's that about arrows next to each other canceling the second one? All right, let's talk about that, guys. Again, watch the videos. All the answers you guys ask these questions in the videos, which tells me you guys aren't watching the videos. All the questions you guys ask are in the videos. I'm going to re-record them to make them even easier to follow along with, but all the answers are in the videos. So let me find one that makes sense real quick. All right. So here's SPX 500. This zone just popped up not too long ago. All right. The example I gave was on SPX 500. As you can see here, we're in a downtrend, more red zones than green zones. We had a bounce arrow here for a go. All right, price reversed. We got an up arrow, and then we immediately get a down arrow. If you get a bag entry, so a bounce arrow, you get a trade. If you have another consecutive down arrow, you can also take that second one as well. But if you have an up arrow before you have the next down arrow because the trend is down, then you don't take neither, because the up arrow is against the trend and the down arrow, well, it's counted out because of this arrow. All right. Can you trade strategy 1 on H1 outside money zone? Yes. Guys, watch the videos. They're there. Strategy 1, if you trade on the H1 or the H4, you do not need to be in the money zone. It's in the videos. All the information there, guys. It's also on the PDF. Inside the AIRO bag chat, pinned to the top of the group, is the PDF with all the strategies, all the frequently asked questions. Everything's there. Everything's there for you guys. Got to take advantage of it, guys. All right, so saving the money zones. Someone's going to go saving the maximum money zones. All right, so when you're making a change, guys, oh, you got a notification. Just got a notification. GJ for the sale. What I've been waiting for. GJ for the sale. Bag entry. I'm in on GJ for the sale on the bag entry. Euro NZD for the buy. Not touching that one. Euro NZD for the buy. Negative Ghostwriter. Let's see. Do we get a bag entry sale? Do I got something wrong on this thing? I hadn't taken any of the trades. Let me look at something. All right, so I'm in GJ for the sale as well on the bag entry. GJ, less than 75% of the ADR. 4 of the 6 are trending down daily open. All right, gotta go back to the drawing board on that. Gotta go to the drawing board on that one. All right. So currently we are in a GCAD sale, strategy 3. We're in a GJ sale, strategy 1. All right. The only other trade I might take for the G pairs would be GU if it closes below the blue line, which is the 80 session breakout. Let me move that line down a little better. Bottom of that zone. There we go. All right. That's about it. So we're going to let them play out. Gold playing around. SPX and GER30 really are just not doing much tonight, which is a surprise. Euro's trying to push up. I feel good about that because that means the pound pair is pushed down. So let me go to FTMO. Go to GJ. Put my trades on FTMO as well. All right. Let's sit back, collect these pips. I don't know what's up with the. Might go back to the drawing board, figure out why the EA didn't take those trades. Should definitely take the bag entry. Make sure I got something set right. Did I have it set right? All right, so 1 second, guys. We got another notification. Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, it's gold for sale. Share my screen with you guys real quick here. Gold for the sale. Native Ghostwriter. And that was on FTMO, I believe. Yep, not touching it. All right. So someone asked about when you're saving your money zone. So when you're doing the money zone, again, I'll pull up the settings here for you guys. So we're going to do indicators list, AIRO V 4.1, open it up under inputs. When you change the settings, if you need to change it based on where the actual server time your broker uses, let's say you go in here and change it, 0700 to 1900. You don't hit load or save. You hit OK. All right. Boom. Everything shifted. All right. And then you want to come up here to templates. Save template. You get an error. Select OK. It brings you to this here. Save it, the template as AIRO. Then hit save. That's it. You don't hit save when you're doing when you checking this here. You come in here. 0800 for me is what I need to put it on. 2000. You hit OK. It shifted again. You close that out. Then you save this template here. Therefore, every time you reapply it to the charts, you're good to go. That's it. All right. I will make a separate video as well when I redo all the videos on the money zone. I'll probably have a video just for the money zone since so many people are confusing it. Make it as simple as possible. So yes, someone asked, can you manually trade with EA? Yes, you can manually trade with the EA. You can manually trade with the EA. You can manually trade with any EA. It's not advised to trade on the same account as an EA, but if you want to, you can. You average out those gains and percentage on strategy 1 and 2. Yes, I mean you can go to Auvoria Prime's YouTube channel and watch all the calls and look at the winning percentage of strategy 1 and 2, or 1 and 3. We don't lose very often. Yeah, I can tell you guys, last night the GER 30 loss we took was the 10th loss we've had on London session for the last 4 months. Number 10. We just hit the 10th loss. The majority of the trades we take on this call are strategy 1, strategy 3, strategy 7. We don't lose very often. We're very patient. We have a lot of criteria to be met, and we're picking on our trades. So yeah, the probability is there. It's been there. No need to question that. If you're on this call consistently, you know the probability is there, especially on those two strategies. The AIRO EA is a separate product. Therefore, it's going to be a separate cost. All right. AIRO EA is a separate product. Therefore, it will be a separate $99 plus the $20 for the BPS cost. Separate. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not separate 20. Just separate $99. You pay $20 total for the BPS, no matter how many different softwares you have. But it will be a separate $99 fee. Just got a notification. Let's see what that was. All right. We're down 10 and 13 right now. Must have been an FTMO account. Oh, gold now with a buy. I ain't touching it. Interesting on the way the price is moving right now with no news. Now we'll come back, take a look at it. Yes, the EA will know to get out of a trade if a zone pops up. Everything I teach, and how we trade is exactly how EA will trade. All right. How do you know what pairs to trade in a specific session? If you go look at the cheat sheet, the AIRO PDF, it actually will tell you what are the best pairs to trade during a specific session. All right. You can also Google that answer as well. What Forex pairs do I trade during a specific session? It'll give you the list. We're down about 18 on GJ, 13 on GCAT. Wonder why GJ is moving like this. Wonder why. Interesting. Anybody see any news out there? I don't see any news. All right, somebody's asking guys about potentially, on the call, do I give out exact TP levels and stop loss levels? So to give out stop loss and take profit levels, that is what is considered, and that's FTMO, give it another gold setup. Not taking that. So when I give out, if I give out take profit and stop loss, exact numbers, that is giving out financial advice. I do not give, I'm not, again, like we talked about in the disclosure at the beginning of the call, I am not a financial advisor. Therefore, I will not give out financial advice. I'm only showing you from an education standpoint of how to use the software. That's it. So if I get into a trade, I'll just let you know I'm getting into a trade. I'll explain why. And you can choose to get in with me or you can choose not to get in with me. It's up to you on that end. If you know the strategies and watch the videos, then you'll understand the take profit and stop loss. You also understand how to count pips and all that. All the information is in the back office. All right. So real quick, let me go ahead. While we're talking here, I'm gonna set up my take profit and stop loss. Set those up right there. Let me do it on my FTMO account as well. All right. We got a little heat on us. But I feel good about them. Like always, got to trust the process. All right, trust the process. You win some, you lose some. Got to understand that. That's why, when you're trading, you want to make sure you use a consistent lot size. All right. I would say use the same lot size the whole week. And then the next week, change lot sizes or use the lot size for, let's say up to $500. And then when you get to the next $500, raise it. Whatever the case may be, stay consistent for a while, whatever that may look like, so that you don't use a lot size here on this, different lot size here, because you could have a win with a small lot size, have a loss with a bigger lot size, and really lose your profits. You want to make sure you stay consistent. That way, when you do lose, you are staying consistent, which means that your win ratio, the profits, you could have a couple losses with a lot size, a big lot size, a couple wins with lower lot sizes, and now all your profits are gone, even though you have more wins than losses. So it's all about staying consistent. All right. GK hit the oversold 25 level RSI and retrace. Is that significant? I don't use the RSI, so not really. It's not really something I utilize. Someone says on GCAD, with there not being support zones, how do you know this won't start reversing? All right, let's go take a look at it. Here's what I look at. Here's what I look at. All right. So we're down about 13 pips in GCAD right now, 12 pips, 13. So I look at a couple of things. There's no support level down here, correct? That is correct. Now, here's what I look at. And we looked at it earlier on GCAD. GCAD, what is the ADR? Average daily range. So average daily range means what is the average number of pips per day a pair moves? Well, GCAD moves 100, it's been averaging for the last 10 days, 114 pip moves. It's only moved 50 pips so far for the day, which is only less than half of that. Means that we have about a potential of 64 pips for that pair to move. All right, 64, which means what? I have a high probability chance of catching 20 of those. All right. Then I also look at correlation. GJ was headed down with the bag entry. You see price retrace, now it's come back down. GU is pushing down. Look, it's trying to break through the zone. That'll be a nice little strategy 3 entry if it closes below the blue line. GCAD itself was pushing down. GOD was pushing down. It rejected off that. It's trying to come back down. GN was pushing down. It's pushing back up right now. G Chef was pushing down. Now it's pushing back up. At the time, everything was pushing down. A little retrace right now, specifically because these are at the zones, but they're trying to push back down. So that's what I looked at. I looked at correlation. I also looked at ADR. Everything was in the favor of a sale, so I took the trade. That's it. It's what we've been doing, what we continue to do. Again, you win some, you lose some. You know, but you stay consistent because there's gonna be weeks where you don't lose. There's gonna be some weeks where you lose a little more than you did the week before because you had no losses. But you stay consistent in your strategy, you stay consistent in your lot sizes, and then you have the consistency. If something is broke, where you're not winning at all, then you have to go back and evaluate. Am I taking the trade the right way? Am I following all the rules? If you are and you're losing, then you look to potentially trade, change your strategy. All right. But if you're winning consistently, stay consistent. Question is, will Biden's spending plan push up Euro USD? I don't speculate. News doesn't mean anything. I'll tell you this right now. What I've learned about should we close out a GJ? You can close out if you want to. I'm not closing out. I'm only down 18 pips, 19 pips. So GJ, I have a 40 pip stop loss. The rules have not been met for me to exit the trade yet. So if you want to close out, you can. If you have to ask at 20 pips drawdown, if I want to close out, you typically have put on a lot size too large and you're scared right now. Do not over leverage. Talk about it all the time. 0.01 lot size for every $100 would be a nice ratio to use. All right. There's a support zone on M1. I don't care about M1. I don't care about the M5. I'm trading on the minute 15. I don't look at lower time frames. The higher time frames I'll look at and take those into consideration. The lower time frames don't mean nothing to me. The higher the time frame you trade, well, guess what? The stronger the trend. So if you're going to look at any other time frame, look at the higher time frames. All right. If you use that strategy by looking at the lower time frames, hey, use that strategy. I don't use it. All right. I don't use it. All right. And we've done pretty well by not using that strategy. All right. Back to Biden's spending plan. Will it, expect higher inflation rates, which push up the price of Euro USD? Don't know. Don't care. I don't speculate. I trade what I see. I am. If all I did was worry about news, that would make me more of a fundamental trader. I'm more of a technical trader, which means that all I really care about is what I see on the charts. That is what I focus on. What do I see on the actual charts? That's what I trade. I trade what I see on the charts. I'm a technical trader. All right. Um, I use fundamental analysis from the standpoint of knowing when to stay out of trade. So we talk about the news. We try to stay out of trades around high impact news. That's it. News means nothing though. There's been news that comes out that's everyone speculates it should send price up. It sends price down, and vice versa. News means nothing. All news does is gives the market makers the opportunity to move price very quickly to a level of liquidity. That is it. News means nothing. Good news comes out. If the market makers see that there's a lot of liquidity down, they send the price down very quickly. And you're like, oh, we should have went up. It's because it doesn't matter. News means nothing, absolutely nothing. It just gives the market makers an excuse to move the market. If you don't understand the market makers and that, you need to learn. All right. These markets are not made for everybody. All right. They're not made for everybody. All right. So we're down about 25 pips right now in GJ, down 17 in GCAD. Let me share my screen real quick here. GJ right there. Come back up to the zone. What is this here? This is GU. Try to come back up. It's weird, everything reversed as strongly as it did. It makes you think there was news out. Gold's headed down though. SPX trying to push back down. GR30. Finally got rid of those zones. Euro's pushing down. A couple of them are. Well, not really. Very interesting. No pound news came out. Makes me wonder if there's any other news come out. Sometimes there's news that comes out that is elsewhere that makes it makes price move. Like for example, I've been in a gold trade, caught 200 pips in like 30 minutes and got out. And then 3 hours later, it continued to run up another 600 pips because there was America had launched missiles, I believe like Iran. This is sometime last year. And that caused prices to skyrocket, from a gold standpoint. So things like that happen where those type of news events will not show up on your MyFX book or forexfactory.com, and they will affect price though. They will affect price. I did say news doesn't mean anything to me, but news can still affect price. I just said that. I said that first. News is an excuse for market makers to move the price to a level of liquidity very quickly. And if you want to understand what a level of liquidity is, It's either a level of support or resistance where there's a lot of money. So it's either going to be one of the red zones or the green zones. So whatever's happening right now, if it is news that's affecting it, it could have easily sent price straight down to the support zone, and we could have cashed out in 15 minutes instead of being in this drawdown. So I don't care about news. I stay away from news, but again, some news may come out that we don't see on the news platforms that we use that can affect price. News affects price. I just don't care about it because here's why I don't care about news, so you guys understand why I don't care about it. I'll try to break it down for you. If good news comes out, you're expecting what? You expect price to go up. If bad news comes out, you expect price to go down. But it's never like that. Good news comes out, I've seen price, good news come out, price shoots down. Bad news comes out, price shoots up. I've seen it happen both ways. I've seen it go in tandem where it's supposed to be, and I've seen it not. That's because the market makers just use news to move price to levels of liquidity as fast as possible. That way you think, oh, news, sell, buy the news, sell the news. They know that. So therefore they use the news as an excuse to move price very quickly to levels of liquidity. So I don't care about news because news, you cannot be consistent when trading news. Therefore what? Therefore you leave news alone. Don't worry about it. Just don't trade around the news. All right? Don't trade around the news and you're good. We just got to buy AIRO for GJ. All right? I don't care about that. We are in a sale. So because I get an opposite AIRO doesn't mean I exit the trade. 3 reasons you exit the trade. You exit the trade if what? You hit take profit. You exit the trade if what? You hit stop loss. And you exit the trade if what? While you're in a sell or a buy, an opposite zone pops up. That's it. All right, that is it. And I brought that up because I know somebody's going to ask about it. People are asking about the bag entry on the minute 5 for GJ. All right, if you go to the 5-minute chart and take a bag entry, right there, that's an early entry. That's an entry based off of what? Based on the 5-minute chart. Therefore, what? Take the trade. I recommend 10 pips on the 5-minute chart. All right, but sure, you can take it. That has nothing to do with what? That has nothing to do with the 15-minute time frame that we're taking trades on. I predominantly trade out the 15-minute. The 5-minute, there is a strategy for that. The multi-time frame trading strategy. Strategy number 5, I believe. All right. Go watch the videos, guys. Everything is there. Everything's there for you. All the questions you guys are asking, it's there. All the answers, go watch the videos. They're there for you. Got to put in the work. What is the impact event? The impact event is, there's a group within the company called Impact, Team Impact. They are a group within Auvoria Prime. They're having an event tomorrow in which they will introduce Auvoria Prime and its products to new members. All right, and so they're having an event, and I'll be speaking at that event, and people get acquainted with the AIRO product. So that's what that is about. All right, we're getting pretty close to getting stopped out on GJ. All right, minus 38 pips right now. Man, I really want to know what happened. 'Cause now I am perturbed. Why are they just reverse on us like that? Do, 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 do. It's straight reverse. Not even was in profit very much. So we got stopped out on GJ. All right. Only down 24 on GCAT. If anybody finds out there's any type of news that came out or anything, let me know. GN for the buy, negative. G Chef for the buy, negative. Urad for the sell, EA, negative. All right, all invalid trades. All right, down 30 right now on GCAT. God, I can't call it. Nights like this, I can't call it. Everything reversed for no reason. No reason. Miguel put into the group, to the chat, you guys can read. There was some pre-JPY news. The president is going to be speaking here pretty soon. So that could be an opportunity. Not really sure what's going on, though. But, that's why you practice proper risk management, because there'll be days where you can't lose, and then there'll be days where you take a couple losses. There's 2 losses right here, potentially. We'll see how this one plays out. But if we end up with 2 losses, this is where I say, okay, I'm not going to trade anymore. Or I'm going to wait for a perfect setup, and I might lower my lot size. Some individuals asked about EJ, strategy 9. It's not there. Not there at all. So I'm not looking at strategy 9 for Euro JPY at all. And as you see price still going up, I'm definitely not looking at it. So Euro JPY, strategy 9, that is a no-go. No-go. No setups right now. When you're sitting in GCAD, let me finish answering some questions for you guys. All right, people keep asking about the chat. All right, the chat. If you are, if you actually have AIRO, because I know there are people that get on this call that don't have the software. If you have the software, then whoever's helped sign you up can give you the link to the group. All right. If you don't have it, can't join. Can you show how to save and switch 2 accounts? All right. To use multiple accounts on a MT4, guys, it's very simple. You just log into 2 accounts. And then when you come over here to your navigator, the gold folder with the gold star, you'll have multiple accounts. There are both of my accounts. I can switch it between both of those accounts. That's it. Just log into multiple accounts. Log in the exact same way. File, open an account, add new broker, find your broker. I'm using this broker here. Hit next. Existing trade account. Log in. That's it. That is it. All right. That is it. Real simple. Real simple. How do I feel about USD CAD pair? USD CAD is a New York session pair, so I don't typically look at it here during London session. We can pull it up though. USD CAD. That's the thing, guys. I won't pull up certain pairs if there's not their session. There is currently no entry right now for USD CAD that I see. So, and the current price right now is 16 pips away from the zone. So I'm not looking to take the trade on this against a New York session pair. So I don't really pull it up or look at it much during London session. Hey, no problem. I'm here to give up the time and help you guys out with learning how to use the software. We're going to have some losses and we're going to have some wins. So those who've been here long enough know that we win a lot. It's our second loss for this week. We typically don't have more than two. So I'm hoping that GCAD turns around, because if we do lose, this will be the first week having 3 losses. We typically don't have that. All right. Yeah, GBP pairs were strong. London Open. All right. Strong. Someone asked, how do I create the line on the chart that shows distance in pips? All right, so go back to the chart. To do so, you use this right here. So underneath the menu bar, right next to the cursor, you want to come over here and select the crosshair. Select the crosshair. Crosshair allows you, you can count pips. So you see here, I have, if you guys zoom in, there are 3 numbers here. The first number says 48. That means from where I started to where I'm at now is currently 48 pips are in that range. The next number says 349. That's your pips. Divide that number by 10, and that gives you the number of pips. So it's actually 34.9. All right. And your last number is just the price, current price. So your crosshair helps you out with understanding, measuring and things like that, your pips. All right. Someone asked me, is there any reason why I don't use the RSI? I don't trade with it. I don't use it. My strategy does not require I use the RSI, so I don't use it. If you use it and it helps you out, use it. I don't use it at RSI. I mean, it's as simple as that. I don't like the RSI. Too many times the RSI will say it's overbought or oversold, and it keeps going. So the RSI for me is not as dependable as, let's say, the MACD or understanding price action, things of that nature. So I don't, it's not something I use. So there are tons of tools, guys, that you can use when trading Forex or stocks or cryptocurrency. So you need to find out what works best for you and apply those rules. For me, I don't use RSI, and I do very well without it. It's funny now you can say that, you're like, oh, Nate, RSI showed the reason why you lost was oversold. You're right, but how many times have you won and lost? I mean, how many times have you lost with the RSI or with the MACD? Or again, my AIRO is not based off of one indicator. There are a multitude of things working in the background to do what it does. Each AIRO has either 7 or 8 different what do you call it? 7 or 8 different computations, and factors that have to line up at the same time for them to pop up. So I don't look for just one indicator. It's not the way I trade. All right, Q&A is cleared. Any questions? Check here. We just got something. Let's go take a look at it. Just got something. Guess it's on the FTMO account. GER30 for the buy. Not touching that. Boy, FTMO account, sad now. I got to make up that loss. Got to be more careful. I really want to find out what happened. Let's look at everything now. GU pushing back down. GCAT pushing back down. Jihad pushing back down. GN pushing back down. G-Chef pushing back down. GJ broke his own, but pushing back down. Sometimes Forex can be frustrating. That's why it's the long game. There is no get-rich-quick scheme. All these guys you see on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook that are having all these crazy days, well, they have big losses too. Most of these guys never show losses. Most of those guys, if you are in their groups, think about it. How many of these guys are actually doing live trade sessions where they're actually trading on a live account with real money and not trading with the demo account? Most of them really just send you screenshots or have a group and may call out a signal here and there. But for the most part, they're not getting on live trade sessions. It's because most of them are blowing accounts, trying to prove to you or trying to get that one big home run so they can send a screenshot to the whole group. And they just make money and they replenish their account because you're paying them every month. That's the factor, guys. All right, we're gonna get on here. This is what we do. We have true transparency here at AP. Get on here. We're gonna show you what's what. I'm gonna be transparent with you. Showing you the FTMO account, showing you the live account. We took a hit. We'll get it back. Like I said, last week, we grew the account 41%. It was a good week last week. We were 10 out of 12. So 10 out of 12, we were at 83% win rate last week. All right. It happens. Week before that, we were 87%. Week before that, we were 91%. Week before that, we were 94%. So, you have good runs. Then you have a week where you may take a few losses. You just got to bounce back. That's why if you're profitable consistently, you're good. You're good consistently. It's all about consistency, consistent lots, consistent strategy, consistent entries. Don't change things just because you have a couple losses. Stick to my strategies. I'm not worried about any losses. They happen. All right, they happen. They are going to happen, and you have to be okay with that. It's part of the psychology of trading. Even banks with unlimited bank accounts that can hold $1 million drawdown trades they can hold it forever if they wanted to, because they have they have all your money and all my money in the bank sitting in the Forex market. Those guys can do the exact same thing. They can hold. But I can tell you, for example, JP Morgan Chase lost 3 trades last year. They closed out 3 trades in the negative. They didn't have to, but they closed out 3 trades. They lost 3 trades. That's what happens. Everyone loses. No one has a perfect strategy. It's all about what works in the long term. And for those that are in the AIRO bag chat, you guys know AIRO strategies work long term. You're gonna have a couple losses here and there, but for the most part, those who are applying the rules are having more success than they are not. All right. When I woke up after my nap, after a New York session, I saw everybody posting screenshots and talking about their trades. Very, very good day. I love to see it where I'm scrolling for 3, 4, 5, minutes and reading everything. Everybody's just talking about their wins. It's a good day. I like to see it. Man, I'm really. Someone's gonna bug me. I'm one of those guys. I need to know why. I need to know why. What happened? Let me see. Q&A. Got some questions here. Yeah, I don't know why either, Josh. With these trades, we got some notifications. Let's take a look at it. GER 30 for the buy. Negative, Ghost Rider. It's in the zone. Euro NZD for the sell. Negative is at the zone. And Euro GBP for the sell. Too close to the zone. That's it. That is it. Would these trades be big fake outs? Could be. We'll see how they turn out. You never know. We'll see. I mean, they could continue to the next way. Market makers could say, hey, the trend's over with. We're going to take it back the other way. GCAD's ADR as of now. Let's go take a look at it. GCAD's ADR still at 50 out of 114. All right. Jordan missed over 9,000 shots and lost almost 300 games. I can live with AIRO numbers. Hey, I can too. I can too. Stay consistent. Stay consistent, and you'll see. Stay consistent, and you see. Got 14 minutes to cause over with, guys. Anything you guys want me to look at? EuroCAD 38.2 fib rejection. Let's take a look at it. I don't really trade the EuroCAD very often. Let's go add it. Add that one to the chart real quick. EuroCAD and EuroChef, I don't look at that often. The 38.2 rejection. So we'll grab the fib. For me, the boy, based on how I'm drawing it, previous retrace to the lowest point before the current retrace, price never came up to the 38. So I don't have that 38.2 fib rejection. Not the way I draw it. So I don't have that. All right, fibs on GCAD. Put the fibs on GCAD. So let's go take a look at GCAD. EuroCAD, close that out. GCAD, throw the fibs on it. And oh man, beautiful setup right there on the fibs. Look at that. Got a almost identical setup to the way that I talked about the GER 30 trade I took on the YouTube video I made. You had a rejection, so you got a morning star off of the 62 fib level. Also, you have the AIRO moving average crossing below the 62 fib level and being rejected at the same time, which means that I wish I had seen that. I would have put a nice additional entry at the beginning of this current candle and roll this bad boy down. That's 20 pips right back down to our entry. That'd been beautiful because you could have got 20 pips all the way back down. And then, man, you know what? Too late. Dang. That'd been beautiful. Catch that 20 pips all the way back down to entry. And then when entry gets at break even or right a pip in profit, close it out. That way you cut your 20 pips and close out the original entry. But that's the fibs though. Previous retrace, which means price is above the AIRO moving average. And then you want the what? You want the current low before price retrace. Throw the fibs on there from top to bottom because we're in a downtrend. And you see you got a nice, beautiful rejection. Perfect setup right there. That's lovely right there. Isn't she lovely? I can't sing. I'm gonna stop right there. That's beautiful though. Beautiful. And that's the candlestick formation I talk about in the video. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Strategy 8 video, go watch it. You'll learn something. Easy trade right there, all the way back to the zero line. That's where I take it. I put my take profit to the zero line. I move my take profit for this entry right here to the zero line. That way, when it hits the zero line, both trades close out in profit. You catch 20 plus pips. And man, that'd be a lovely trade right there. Utilizing the fibs. Fibs are great. Something I got to look into a lot more often. I just not a strategy I use much. Not a strategy I use much, but it's a good setup right there. Good setup. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Gold now got a zone right there. It's a wacky night tonight. Seven minutes to the end of the call. So, we got you guys any questions? Can you talk about why you don't enter a trade mid candle, even when the analysis looks good? I like additional confirmations. A closed candle shows commitment in one direction. If you enter in on a candle while it's moving, it could easily retrace. So if I enter a sell while price is coming down, it could easily retrace and form a candlestick pattern that is a reversal, which means that it then next thing you know will send price the opposite direction. So I like to see price close before I enter into a trade. That's just my personal preference. I used to trade that way and I lost a lot like that. I lost a lot like that. $267 on a call. Anybody else got any questions? Nobody? Nobody? Nobody has any? Just setting my take profit and stop loss on GCAD. Oh, my take profit now, I guess you could say. I didn't have my take profit set. Get that set up there the correct way. All right. So we're in the GCAD trade right now. Hey man, thanks for jumping on. Thank you guys for jumping on. So you guys got to go. Appreciate you guys jumping on. We'll be here. We'll be here another 5 minutes. Safe travels. Appreciate it. Everybody that's in Atlanta tomorrow. I will see you guys in Atlanta tomorrow for the call. All right. The AIRO EA is not launched yet, guys. I'm just talking about it. That's all. I'm just talking about it, letting you guys know about it. But the AIRO EA is not launched as of yet. All right. Yeah, trust me, you'll know when it's launched. I will make more videos on YouTube. Look for more videos to come out. I will have more exclusive videos. So there are gonna be some videos that come out about trading AIRO with different advanced institutional investing strategies, trading AIRO with other little strategies, that are very simple. Using AIRO to trade crypto, using AIRO to trade indices, using AIRO to trade oil, things of that nature. So you got to see a lot of videos. I'm going to do a market maker series. That'll probably be a 3 to 5 part series. Showing the market maker method, with AIRO. So look for all that stuff to come, guys. Did I do any analysis on the GER30 trade from yesterday? I did not really see anything that I didn't really see anything that worried me or that caused me to what's the word? We can go look at it though. Let's go look at it real quick. All right, share screen. Look at that GER30 trade from yesterday. All right, so real quick though, go back to GCAT. So GCAT, see that? Enter into a trade while the candle is moving. Look at that. It's pulling all the way back. I like to see that commit. I need that commitment. All right, need that commitment. I need it. GER30. All right, we had an issue with. We had a loss on towards the end of the session with the bag entry, which would have been this one right here. There's 2 candles here, but there's a down candle with a bounce. Let's see if I can open it up. This one right here. So we entered the buy on GER30 on this bag entry right there. Take profit was 50 pips. We got to 41 and it reversed on us. And you see what happened. It eventually came back down like I knew it would, but don't know why. I mean, you see, when it came back down, it got to that same level again and stalled, but eventually broke through it. So it just tells me that level is a strong level of what? Of support. But I don't really see it. So I'm not really sure. I looked at it afterward, scratched my head like I'm scratching now, and I was like, it's a loss. Not really sure what happened. Like literally not really sure what happened on that trade. So it's been a weird week. Somebody said in the chat, if they took their trades all the opposite directions, they definitely would have more money than they did, they do now. So yep, got to be more careful. Yeah, very weird week. Very weird week. But it happens. It happens. Stay consistent. You'll win. Are we still getting access to the ADR calculator? So let me show that and then we'll go. We got 1 minute here. We got 1 minute. Let me pull up the what you guys talking about. This is the I am looking to roll this out this weekend. This is the dashboard right here. And so the AIRO dashboard is going to have all your symbols. You can, I'm going to make a video on how to set this up as well as how to utilize it. So I can customize this to my liking. I have pound pairs, gold, S&P, GER30, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It tells me what the current spread is, the daily open, which means that when the market created a new day today, how many pips has price moved from the open to the new day? If it's green, that means it's moved up. If it's orange, it's moved down. Weekly open, same thing. From the beginning of the week on Sunday, it tells you how many pips prices moved up or down since that open. The ADR tells you the ADR. First number is how many pips has it moved. Second is the ADR, the actual average daily range for that pair for a 10-day period. Then you have, which you can also customize as well, the time frames you want to monitor. So the cool thing about this is I only need one chart open. I can close all these. And what it would do is it will be able to manage, there's an EA that manages all the arrows that pop up on multiple time frames. So if you want to check every time frame, you can get it. And if you want to open it up, it works pretty cool. So underneath each time frame is the candlestick timer. Tells you how many minutes to the next time a new candlestick will pop up for that time frame. And that's it, guys. So look for this to come out this weekend. I have a video on it as well that explains everything. You guys have Saturday and Sunday morning, early afternoon to get it set up. That way, come Sunday, if you do trade Sundays, I don't, you'll have this ready to roll. So I look forward to seeing you guys work with it, and look forward to this weekend. All right, guys. Hey, we are still in the GCAD trade. We lost GJ. If you're going to continue to trade, make sure to utilize proper risk management. If you're going to be in Atlanta tomorrow, I'll see you in the A. For those that are not, I'll be in Atlanta tomorrow for the actual London session call, the last call of the week. Hey, I'll see you guys in the Funny Papers.